one. I said number two, because we have not educated them, said, and they do fall short because we all have fallen short at some point. We did not abstain ourselves. So until we get to a level where we can understand why we should abstain and both partners are faithful to each other, etc., we have to be about a comprehensive abstinence program that is abstinence, be faithful, but also how to use proper safe sex practices, condoms, dental dams, female condoms, etc.
And I think that what happens sometimes is that we find ourselves in a situation where we are faithful now, we're older, we're wiser, we're more mature, we're better now than we were when we were teenagers.
Right.
And what is happening is, and the statistics do not lie, young folks are becoming infected with HIV and AIDS more and more at an enormously high rate every day. Abstain, forget about that. You're in the 10th grade, it's your prom time, you horny, she hot, and you know, as the older elders used to say when I was a child, she's fast and you mannish. You know, I can remember countless times being told how mannish I was. But the key is education, and in the process of becoming educated, it is using precautionary methods.
And I'm not saying, you know, that doesn't work, but we create other problems, not only of the HIV and the STDs. You create teen pregnancy, which in turn creates teen abortion. And we have some of the highest divorce rates in church because I want to stay faithful, so let me go ahead and get married, and then turn around that I really didn't like him, so we wind up getting divorced a couple months later. So that we hide pregnancies through abortions, etc., because again, what would the church folks say if I came up pregnant? So we have created a hodgepodge of problems because the church in particular, or we as black people, don't want to sit up and talk about what we need to talk about. And I think that goes to your point of being real with it and opening conversations going into relationships.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And it's actually, the past 25 years have been quite a revolution. And I've evolved through all of these different stages, and you've come to some different understandings. Like you said, there's a wisdom that comes along with the experiences. And what I've come to find out is that it's really about the healing solutions. I've actually become a holistic health practitioner. And when people think sometimes that that's just about herbs and how you eat, but it's really about spirit, mind, and body. And so if you're talking about God, that's spirit, you know, and if within it's mind and body, it's what we're thinking and our attitudes, and then it is what we eat. I became a vegetarian, I stopped smoking, I stopped doing those negative things, because it's clear to me that if HIV is an immune dysfunction, then it's our immune system that's our last line of defense. And so the question is, if we're dealing in healing solutions, what do I need to do in order to build up my immune system so that I'm not always on defense, that I can start playing some offense? But the problem is that we don't want to change our behaviors. And that gets to your point as well. We don't really want to, it's almost, I want to say it's impossible, because it just, but the numbers, the discipline that it takes is not in everybody's, you know, not everyone's capable of it. Or everyone's capable, but not, people aren't just, it's not what we're taught. Even with sex, in the Western civilization, we're not taught the Eastern perspective, where sex is about energy. But I find that the youth are very interested in that. You know, when we start talking about how the chakra system and how it's connected to our endocrine system, and how our endocrine system is really at the core of our immune system, it gives a whole new level of understanding. And that's something that doesn't get taught in church, doesn't get taught in schools, just doesn't get taught in our commercials, nothing that, so.
All right. This is a great place to take a break, and when we come back from the break, we're going to talk more about the practitioner aspects. We want to talk about what happens when you use the practitioner method the right way versus what happens when you don't. And we're going to ask each of you to do a demonstration on that. Okay?
That's all kind of freaky.
Yeah, it's okay to get a little freaky, because we want to understand, get a clear understanding of that. And we'll be back in a moment. Hindsight is 20/20. You're watching Real Talk with Rajheem. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.